I care enough to get on my bike for 35 days. And people need to start doing something like that. People need to start pushing the envelope. If we don't do things that are a little bit up, things going to change. We're not going to have wild salmon going business as usual. And this ride is, you know, the distance of this ride and taking 35 days to do it, it's stepping outside of that little box 9 to 5 and really trying to push people to really look at the way we're living and make choices that change the way we live so that we can still have fish. I started in Lumbee at the Wild Salmon Music Festival July 25th, finished here in Vancouver. I am so heartened that we can make a difference just based on the generosity that was shown to me. I had a lot of people say, good on you. Really, go girl, you know, wow, way to go. I wish I could do that, or I wish, and really all I did was take my time and get on a bike. As the guy in Vanderhoof Campground said, hey, you can stay here for free because you're out there trying to save the world. This year we did it all on bike, sort of saying, you know, increase the simplicity factor of the trip. You know, walk the walk, walk the talk. If we want to have fish, we've got to start living a simpler life, and that means getting off carbon and stop driving our car everywhere. You're in this amazing environment, and then all of a sudden you're going through the communities that are affected by no fish. Wow, this is what no fish means. It's in these communities where you get to see, oh, I get it. One thing that's happening right now is the Cohen Commission, and they are looking at everything under the sun that could have affected our Fraser Sockeye in 2009. You know, what happened that year that I saw no fish in the canyon? There was no drying tarps, there was no fish being eaten, there was no nothing. What happened? What happened? And right now, they are looking at the aquaculture. And this is an industry that hasn't had to play by the rules that anybody else has to follow. They are allowed by catch, and any other fisherman would be charged and with fines levied against them, but not the fish farms. They have, no other industry is allowed to dump waste the way that they dump waste. The bottom underneath a fish farm is toxic with all of the antibiotics and neurotoxins to kill the sea lice and all this kind of stuff. Fish farming, like any kind of industrial food production, is messy, and it's not safe in that way. Now, what really gets my goat about these farms is that they're on the migration routes. What's happening now, and any farmer will tell you, you don't mix wild and farm fish. It's bad practices. One, because the wild fish have diseases. Not very often, but they do have diseases. When they swim past the farms, what happens is that these diseases get transferred to the farms, and then the little diseases say, wahoo, let's amplify. It's huge amplification happens when these diseases get into the farms. You know, you talk about sea lice, and sea lice affect too, but it's these diseases that are really, they appear to be the smoking gun that people are talking about here.
I can't answer that question in terms of the human health issues.
What's happening right now, we did the paddle, there was a paddle done back in October at the start of this commission that said, hey, we need to have the disease records public. They weren't public. We weren't even allowed to know what kind of diseases are happening at these things. And Justice Cohen ordered these disease records to be made public, which is fantastic. And now public outcry, public outrage is needed again, because what's happening right now is we've got a scientist who's done some research, Christy Miller, who's done some research on these diseases and is not being allowed to test the farms. Everywhere else is being tested. All the stocks, everywhere is being tested except the farms. And that is unacceptable for a for a commission who is supposed to investigate what happened, it is holding a huge blind spot by not having these fish tested and not having these farms tested for diseases. So right now, that's what I'm here for, is to join the cry, join the outrage, join the shouting to the rooftop and towers, and out, so that everybody can hear, and Justin Cohen particularly, so that he can act on it and say, yeah, we need to know this. This is important. We can't complete a full inquiry without knowing this. So that's what I'm here right now, is to lend my voice in support of getting those farms tested for disease. Fish are what connect us to the earth and to the ocean. They're incredibly important. They are our best teachers on how to be stewards of this land. If we pay attention to the fish, we'll survive. If we ignore them and just treat them as a resource to be farmed, we are going to lose our fish, and we are going to be a lesser people because of it.